guys, how y'all doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, I wanted to talk about the story I did a couple of days ago and a while ago. It's about Asha Degree, the little girl that was missing. She's 9 years old from North Carolina. So this is really this is confusing for me. Okay, let me set the stage for you. If you want to watch the other video, you can, so you can catch up and understand it a little more. But I'm gonna bring you a little up. I'm gonna bring you back a little bit, then I'll bring you up to date. Okay, Asha Degree, 9-year-old girl. She played basketball. She loves basketball. So what happened was on February 14th, 2020, she went missing. So now on February 14th, 2020, she was home and she used to sleep in the same room with her brother. But they was little. They was little, 9 years old. Like we do that. So he said that he remembered her getting up and going to the bathroom, and she did get back in the bed. So he said he just went to sleep. So he said when he woke up, she wasn't there. So now, y'all put yourself in a 9-year-old child, shoes. I'm gonna put myself in there. I'm telling you, I'm not leaving the house. In the middle of the night and pouring down raining on the highway. But this had to happen because it was multiple people that seen Asha on the highway. Multiple people. So one lady said she drove by, she saw Asha, and she was just like, what the hell is this little girl doing out this time of night, walking on the highway. So she said she did a spin around, and when she got back, Asha went into the bushes, the woods, which is crazy because I can't see a little child 9 years old or myself walking in the pitch dark, raining, no umbrella, nothing to cover me, to go somewhere. But to me, you gotta understand, I just said she was a good basketball player. So I don't know if it was somebody she knew and they tricked her and said, yes, you play basketball so good, I can get you, whatever, playing ball or whatever. She's 9 years old. There's no basketball team for a 9-year-old, but she's 9 years old. So you have to think like a 9-year-old. So I don't know. I really believe that somebody she knows probably said that to her. You know what I'm saying? You come over and I can get you, to play ball or whatever the case may be. But they had to know her, and I believe they told her to meet them at this place. For her to be walking, you understand what I'm saying? They did not go in her home and take her and kidnap her that way. They did not do that. They probably told Asha to meet them somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? To meet them somewhere. I believe so. And I believe it was somebody that she knows. I'm just saying, allegedly. I'm just saying, I have my opinion. And one of the men that drives up, it was so many people that seen her on the highway. So that's what I'm saying. So it was her. So one man said he's a truck driver. He said he's seen her. And he was like, what the hell is a little girl doing walking on a highway? So he did a U-turn. So when he came back, him and Asha looked eye to eye. So he asked her, he spoke to her. He said he spoke to her. And he asked her, are you okay? Or you need help? And he said she did the stranger danger thing. She backed up and she didn't run, but she boogied. You know what I'm saying? She didn't run, take off, but she she backed off fast enough. Like, leave me the hell alone. So it was nothing he can do. But I don't know if he called the police or whatever, which I don't understand. Somebody had to call the police. You understand? Like, on that road. Because if all these people seeing her, a little child, walking on the highway, that's the first thing you do. Either you pick the kid up or you call 911. But anyway, we're going to read this here because the new developments had happened since then. Okay? So let me just read this to y'all. Investigation continues to search for Asha Degree. Charlotte, North Carolina, detectives in Cleveland County continue to investigate the disappearance of Asha Degree, a 9-year-old girl who vanished on Valentine's Day 2020. After searching multiple properties across the county last week, this was last week, y'all, warrants released Monday officially opened the doors to a homicide investigation. Oh my goodness, y'all. According to the warrants, the property searched by investigators are owned by Roy Lee Denma and Connie Ellis Denma, including 2 houses and a rest home. So they had property. Okay, they said it. What you need to know. Cleveland County Sheriff, the FBI, and the SBI have been searching multiple properties around the county. Warrants were released Monday confirming the searches were connected to the disappearance of Asha Degree. Degree went missing on Valentine's Day 2020. 2 people have been named suspects in this case. Oh my goodness, y'all. Whew. Their lawyers stated their connection to the case is unfounded at best, and that speculations about the case must end. Not. Over the years, investigators released small bits of information in the case. In 2001, this is the year after, detectives said they found a bag of items belonging to Degree on the side of the road in Burke County. I didn't know that. And in 2016, the FBI released pictures of 2 cars that were similar to a car witnesses say Degree got into. That night, she went missing. During the search last week, investigators said they took multiple pieces of evidence, including a car. Investigator was able to narrow down DNA samples found on Degree's bag. Two people. Russell Bradley Underhill and Anna Lee Victoria Dittman. Victoria, a daughter of Dittman. She was 13 at the time Asha disappeared. He had a daughter at 13 years old, and they found DNA from him and his daughter. He used his daughter to lure her over there. Sure. Detectives stated in the warrant that they were able to determine through Cleveland County Social Service that Underhill was in the care of Dittman when the 2 facilities around the time that Asha disappeared. The warrant also says that Underhill was found dead in Lincoln County in 2004. Since the search began last week, social media has been a frenzy, especially after the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office towed away an old green car from the house they were searching on Cherryville Road. The car in question closely fits the description the FBI released in 2016 as a key piece of evidence in the disappearance of Degree. For the last 24 years, Degree family and friends had searched endlessly for answers to no avail. But last week, there was a glimmer of hope as the FBI, SBI, and Cleveland County Sheriff Office swamped multiple properties around the county with canines and the ground penetration radar tools searching for answers in a familiar scene for retired Major Chad Moose. Well, sorry. Well, once you kind of get a lead, it leads to another lead. It could snowball on you, Moose said. For years, while working in the Rywood County Sheriff's Office, Moose was the lead investigation on another missing child case, the disappearance of Erica Person. We followed up thousands of false leads that you get into, and you realize, this is not a lead, but you gotta go and follow it anyway, Moose said. But it could be so you just never know, especially when you know cases like this. You want to make sure you don't leave no stone unturned. Moose said these types of investigations are announced, and investigators have to walk a fine line. Releasing information too early or public speculations can also damage a case. True. You got to put information out there because you want the public to look and be your eyes out on the street, Moose said. But you also don't want them to investigate your case and prosecute for you before you ever get to the courtroom. So what he's saying, don't take things into your own hands, anything like that. Let the Lord handle it. And while every investigation is different with high-profile cases, especially the missing children cases, Moose said this scrutiny for investigation can also be a hindrance when you want the public to know and be aware. Moose said it sounds like they have worked on it over 20 years, and that's really all I would want the public to know. We're working hard on it, and she hasn't been forgotten. The Cleveland County Sheriff's Office said the joint investigation and Degree's disappearance continued. The Dutmans were both referred as suspects in the case. Last Friday, the Dutmans' lawyer held a news conference where he said their connection to the case is stupid at their best, and the speculation about the case must end. No. At this time, no remains has been recovered and no arrest has been made. Any information, they want you to call the Cleveland County Sheriff's Office, 704-484-4756. Now, let me say this here. They said that some of the articles that was in her bag was a Dr. Seuss book that was hers because she took it out of the library. You can see the library thing. But there was a shirt found in her bag. The shirt was the New Kids on the Block. Remember them? The New Kids on the Block. So it seemed like that shirt that they showed was like they had went to the concert and bought it or whatever. But they found that shirt in there. They found Dr. Seuss book and the New Kids on the Block t-shirt, and the t-shirt does not belong to Asha. The book does, but not the shirt. So that's how they have the evidence of, you know, the little girl and her family, because they had, now mind you, no one's seen Asha since 2000. So how did this shirt appear where they found her items at, and why was the fingerprints on her bag? You understand? But he died in 2016. 2000, was it 2016? Yeah, he passed 2004, right? I think it was 2000. He passed. Yeah, he did. He passed away in 2004. He passed away in 2004, but it's still his wife and his daughter. So that's, you know, what brought them to look into the Dutmans, the Underhill Dutmans, and the t-shirt, the New Kids on the Block, and that shirt had DNA on it. So anyway, y'all, I want y'all to see the video, so wait for the video.
Some of the items and told us some of the items. You know, once again, this is almost a year into the investigation before they released what was some of the items into the book bag. But it was confirmed it was hers. And it was north of where she lived on Highway 18, approximately 20 to 30 miles away.
There's published images of a car that may have picked up Asha. They believe it was a 1970s model Lincoln Continental Mark IV, or a Ford Thunderbird with rust around the wheel wells. Investigators revealed 2 items found in Asha's book bag: a Dr. Seuss children's book from her school library, McElligot's Pool, and a New Kids on the Block concert t-shirt, which didn't belong to Asha.
Now that search happening in Shelby that could be tied to the disappearance of Asha Degree back in 2000.
Now, we told you that search started yesterday along Cherryville Road. Today, we saw investigators tow a green car from the same location. That car resembles a vehicle tipsters told police they saw Asha get into when she disappeared in February of 2000.
From Chopper 9 today, we also saw investigators examining what appeared to be a cross buried in the ground. We have team coverage tonight of these developments and their impact on people who live nearby. Channel 9's veteran crime reporter Glenn Counts has followed this case since Asha first disappeared. And Glenn, this is one of the biggest developments we've seen recently.
Well, Scott, investigators left the scene hours ago, and we've been told they will not be coming back. Now, we don't know what, if anything, they found, but it could be up to a lab to determine if they are any closer to solving the mystery of what happened to Asha Degree. 24 years ago, 9-year-old Asha Degree vanished, leaving nothing but questions for her family.
She was just a beautiful kid, right, quiet, kind of, you know, smiled a lot, you know.
Willie Key is Asha's great uncle. Today, he came to see the search for himself. What would it mean to your family to finally get some closure?
Oh, it wouldn't mean the world to us to know that we found out what happened to our niece.
Agents with the FBI, SBI, and Cleveland County Sheriff's Office descended on Cherryville Road. There was an extensive search using ground-penetrating radar and specially trained canine dogs. After searching for the better part of 2 days, authorities towed away this green 1960 model car. The FBI put out photographs of a similar-looking car years ago that Asha might have gotten into. It's not an exact match, but it would have been dark around 2:30 in the morning when she allegedly got into that vehicle. This search is one of many that have occurred down through the years to determine what happened to the 9-year-old.
And then we kept hearing different things and let it not mount to anything. So that just all I know. I just have to wait and see.
Authorities have not said what, if anything, was taken during the search and whether it rules any possibilities out.
Yeah, it gives me hope. and make me a little angry.
In what way?
I don't really know how to explain it, but that somebody would do my niece like that and keep it covered up all this time.
Now, the warrant that gave investigators permission to search has been sealed, and so we don't know if they got some sort of a tip or if some other kind of evidence surfaced that led them to this area. Reporting live from Cleveland County, Glenn Counts, Channel 9.
Was just 9 when witnesses said they saw her walking away from her house. Her family said they last saw her in her bed sleeping around 2:30 in the morning, but an hour later is when drivers claimed they saw her walking down Highway 18. A year later, her backpack was found in the woods 30 miles away along Highway 18. The only clues inside, a book checked out from her school library and a T-shirt they say she didn't own. The FBI, State and Sheriff's Office learned in 2015 about that dark green car. The FBI announced to the public in 2016, and they released pictures of the cars that may have been involved.
Many people in Shelby remember the original search for Asha, and these new developments have caught the attention of the community. Channel 9's Erica Jackson spoke to some of them today, and she continues our team coverage live in Shelby. Erica?
Well, Hannah, for the last 36 hours, people have been riding in and out of this parking lot across from one of the search sites. Investigators cleared out around 7:30 tonight, but the people here say they haven't seen a search of this size in years.
As FBI, SBI, and Cleveland County deputies spent all day Wednesday searching 2 properties on Cherryville Road, people from Shelby and beyond watched from across the street.
A lot of police presence, some going, some coming. Seen, I guess there were cops with a couple of coolers.
Stacy Asbell drives one of the dozens of cars that filled a field off Spake Circle. People watched as investigators towed away an older model green car Wednesday afternoon. It resembles a description of a car the FBI was searching for in connection to the 2000 disappearance of Asha Degree.
The mystery of her disappearing and no one knows anything, and I guess people want to know.
There's thousands of green cars, but it's like what you remember being described as the car seen that night.
Jada Fortenberry remembers walking the halls of Falston Elementary School with Asha before her disappearance. She hopes this search will provide answers.
I felt like it would always be unsolved, and so it would be nice for the family to have some closure.
And we asked the FBI what agents found during the search. The agency would not share any details, including whether this investigation is connected to any ongoing cases. Live in Cleveland County, Erica Jackson, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Tonight I spoke with former FBI agent and ABC News contributor Brad Garrett. I focused in part on the only real clue we know about from today. That's the green car everybody's talking about towed away. And that one again matches the description of what witnesses say they thought they saw Asha get into when she disappeared. Let me ask you, a car that may have been involved or may not 24 years ago, what evidence could be left in a vehicle, maybe sitting in a barn or out in a field?
You'd be surprised what's left in a vehicle 24 years later. Hairs and fibers. There could be just things that are not to the naked eye, assuming that harm has come to this person, and they were harmed inside the vehicle, or they were placed in the vehicle after being harmed. Mm-hmm. There could be, blood that you can't see anymore because it's been scrubbed out, but it's still on the carpet, it's still on the seats. There's a number of things, even 24 years later.
How much harder is it as years go on to solve cases like this? We're talking a quarter of a century almost.
So what's interesting about cold cases is that I think there is a general belief they become harder to solve. And, there are situations where that may be true, but it's been my experience working cold cases that it's not necessarily true. I mean, it really boils down to 2 things: persistence and patience. And if you have a case where detectives or other officers sort of hook onto them, and as weeks turn to months, months turn to years, they still keep working the case and they still keep looking for leads, or they get leads. and they follow them through. And more importantly, Scott, they go back and they look at what has been done over the last 24 years. In other words, people that were interviewed back 24 years ago, they may go back and re-interview them, because what happens is relationships change between people over the years, and things that 24 years ago they wouldn't own up to, they may today.
Yeah, we will continue to follow all the developments overnight. We're posting everything we learn online. You can also find a full history of the Asha Degree case. Just head to our website.